Hello and welcome to lesson number 60, the very last lesson on the A1 course from Perfectly Spoken. I'm David, I'm your teacher, and today is the end. But it's also an important day, so that is why I am dressed appropriately. So I want to thank you for studying with me, and I hope you enjoyed this last lesson. This last lesson is two parts. We're going to do a brief revision of lessons 56 to 59, and then we're going to look at what we have covered in this first course, and there is a lot. Okay, let's start with the review. So in lesson 56, we looked at the difference between something that is definite or definitely not, will and won't, and possibility with may and might. So just, if you need to, go back and watch the lesson. But now look at these eight sentences. Are they correct or incorrect? I think they're easy. Basic rule, remember, may, might with infinitive and no to. Okay, let's have a look at the answers. Yeah. So it might rain tomorrow. He may be late. They might not come. They might not come. You might not have enough money. You may need to bring a new coat. I may not finish on time. He might win the game. She may call later. Now, here we, again, talking about possibility, use may or might to make the sentences. Really, you can use both. So, what are you going to eat for dinner? I'm not sure. I have fish and chips. What job do you want to choose? Oh, it's so difficult. I be a teacher. When are you free on tennis? Oh, I don't know yet. I be free on Tuesday. And what's the weather forecast? I don't know. Let's have a look at some possible answers. Yeah. I'm not sure. I might have fish and chips. I may have fish and chips. It's so difficult to choose. I might be a teacher. I may be a teacher. I don't know. Yes, number 3. I might be free on Tuesday. I may be free on Tuesday. And number 4, I don't know. It might be sunny at the weekend. It may be sunny at the weekend. Yeah. Notice the prepositions of time: at the weekend, on Tuesday. In lesson 57, we looked at the collocations. We looked at make and do, and how similar the verbs are of action, but you have to learn which goes with which. So please pause. You should know. Test yourself. Which of these is it? Make a job or do a job? Do a job. Make an appointment or do an appointment? Make an appointment. Okay, you carry on and let's look at the answers. Yeah, just for pronunciation, we've got make, a plan, a mistake, an appointment, a choice, a decision, a phone call, a promise, a suggestion, friends, money, and do, a job, an exam, business, the gardening, homework, the shopping, exercise, the washing, the cleaning, the ironing. Okay. So here, yeah, Test yourself, please. Make or do. Remember, third person, present tense, he, she, it, makes, does. Past, what's the past of make? Made. What's the past of do? Did. So number one example, many mistakes in my report last week. Last week, past. Make or do? Make, correct. Make, in the past, made. Made. Okay, you do the others. And now, let's check the answers. Number two, it's not easy to make, infinitive, to make friends. He always does the shopping on a Saturday. I'd like to make an appointment, please. I do all the ironing. He does all the ironing. In the past, I did all the ironing. They did their exams last week. If it next week, future, they will do, or they are going to do their exams next week. She often does business in New York. If it's I often do business in New York. In the past, I do. In the past, I did business in New York. And you need to make, infinitive, make a decision. Okay. Here we had some homophones. Yeah, words, same sounds, same pronunciation, different meaning. Easy. So 8 pairs. Yeah, pause. Let me say the words. Pear, pause, right, there, right, I, flower, nose, I, nose, pause, hour, pear, hour, there, flower. And let's look. Yeah, so we got pear, pear, pause, pause, right, right, there, I, flower, flower, nose, nose, and hour, hour. In this one, can you spell the missing? So we've got here and here. Sun, sun, CC, 4422, 88, no, no, week, week. Test yourself. Let's look. Yeah, here and here. Sun, sun, C and C. 44, 22, 88. No, I know, he knows, she knows, and no, I don't know, no. And finally, week, opposite of strong, you're weak, and 7 days is 1 week. Okay, in the last lesson, we looked at the environment. That's everything around us. So what do you do to protect the environment? Can you remember? So I go or I use public transport. I normally use public transport. Electric car. I don't drive an electric car. In the future, I will drive an electric car. Number 3, this one is recycle. Yeah, I recycle rubbish often. I often recycle rubbish. Solar panels. I haven't got solar panels. I don't use solar panels at the moment. In the future, I hope I will have solar panels on my house. Take a shower. I always take a shower, not a bath. And paper bags. I usually use paper bags. I don't normally use plastic bags. And you? So, yeah, there we are. Yeah. So just check the verbs. I drive an electric car, use public transport, take showers. I use paper bags. I have solar panels, and I recycle rubbish. And here we also talked about hope, something you want to happen. I hope that. So what about these pictures? What do they hope? So number one, a big problem for me is forget password. Forget passwords. So she hopes that she won't forget. She will not. She won't forget. She hopes she won't forget her password. And the opposite of forget is remember. So she hopes she remembers her password. She hopes she remembers her password. The game, the match, win, lose, win. They hope they will win or lose, win. They hope they will win the game. They hope they will win the match. And she's not very well. Number 3, she's poorly, she's bad. And get better, or feel better. So she hopes she will feel better. She hopes she will feel better. She hopes she will get better. Let's look at some possible answers. Yeah, she hopes she will remember the password. They hope they will win the game. She hopes she will feel better soon. So now we have finished the course, and we're going to spend a few minutes looking at each section, each 10 lessons, and the things you can do now. So let's start. In each 10 lessons, these are the things you can do. And if necessary, go back again. So from lessons number 1, you can ask and give personal information. My name is, I'm from, I live in. You pronounce the letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Ask and answer about your job. What do you do? What's your job? I'm a teacher. I'm an English teacher. What about you? Describe nationalities and countries. I'm from Britain. I'm British. Yeah, French, France, Spain, Spanish. We did a lot about those. Count to 100 and more. 66, 90, 33, and also 229. Tell the time. What's the time? Can you tell me the time? 1:15, 1:30, 1:45, 6 o'clock. Ask for food and drink. Can I have some water? Can I have some iced tea? Can I have a biscuit? Have got. for family possessions. Well, I've got a brother, I've got 2 sisters, I've got a house, I've got a car. Use the present simple tense. Everyday routines. I get up at 8 o'clock. I have a shower. I take a shower. I have breakfast. I go to work. Adverbs of frequency. Sometimes I get up late. I never work on a Sunday. I usually go to the cinema. All that. Lessons 1 to 10. Now, next one in lessons 11 to 20, you can talk about sports and abilities and interests. Example, I can play tennis, but I can't play chess. For example, there are. In my flat, there are 3 bedrooms. There is a mirror on the wall. Talk about shops. We did the grocer, the greengrocer, the baker, the butcher. Giving directions. Excuse me, can you tell me where the bank is, please? Oh, first left, straight on. Explain what you like and you don't like. I like tea, but I don't like coffee. And then we looked at would like. When you offer something, would you like a drink? Yes, please. No, thank you. Very different. I like, would you like? We use the present continuous tense. I am working. He is working. She is working. What's happening at the moment? Describing actions. I am teaching. You are learning. What's happening now? You are watching me. Thank you. Talk about the weather. Remember, what's the weather like? What's the weather like? It's sunny, it's cloudy, it's windy. Understand when to use the present simple and the present continuous. Present simple, normally habitual actions, everyday actions. I am a teacher. I teach English every day, normally, usually. Present continuous, now. At this moment, I am teaching English. You are studying. You are learning now. Okay, and then in lessons 21 to 30, we looked at illness. When you're not feeling well, you've got headache, a toothache, a pain. Ask and give advice. We use should. You should go to the doctor. You should rest, relax. We talked about everyday problems. Oh, I miss the bus. You forget your passport. You lose your keys. We use pronouns. So I, me, he, him, she, her. Possessive adjectives to talk about everyday objects. So it's my computer, her dog, his phone. Vocabulary for transport. We talked about you can go by ferry, by car, by bus, by plane, but always on foot, when you walk on foot. We talked about holidays, describing holidays you like. We talked about city breaks, camping. Do you like camping? And then we started on the present simple. So, yeah, yesterday I went to the cinema. I saw a film in the past. Pronunciation of the regular verbs in the past tense. So, watch, watched, study, studied, play, played. And then we looked at lots of vocabulary about the airport and the hotel. So you check in, you check out, the plane takes off, the plane lands, you go to reception, etc. Lots and lots. Then, in lessons 31 to 40, so you can now make appointments and arrangements. So why don't we go to the cinema? Why don't we go to the pub? Let's have a party. Prepositions of time. So at 6 o'clock, on Mondays, at the weekend. Describe people in your family. So my brother is helpful. My sister is friendly. My nephew is very generous. Use phrasal verbs. Remember, take off, put on, switch on, turn up, turn down, lots. Describe objects in your office. So we looked at scissors and a folder, envelope, what you use. And then we looked at comparatives. So big, bigger, small, smaller, and then the longer one. So more dangerous, more interesting. Then we had some vocabulary about pets, domestic animals, and wild animals. So, a cat has fur, a lion has paws. And then we looked at welcoming visitors, welcoming guests. So come in, let me take your coat, excuse me, or bless you. And then we looked at some vocabulary in the restaurants. So the waiter, the bill, the tip, etc. And then we also looked at we talked about where you live, north, south, east, on a continent, on an island, and features like mountains, hills, lakes. Okay. Then in the next sessions, what you can now do, you can use countable and uncountable nouns. So, for example, liquids are uncountable, water, wine, things like pasta, but countable, you've got a bottle of water, a biscuit, 2 biscuits, you can count them. Containers for food in the supermarket. So you get a packet of biscuits, a tin of fish, a jar of coffee. How much? How many? How much? How much for uncountables? How many for countables? Some and any, positive, negative. Household jobs. Do the ironing, do the cooking, do the cleaning. Identify irregular verbs you have to study. So we had read, read, fly, flew, see, saw, etc. Describing everyday objects. So the size, it's small, it's big, it's made from plastic, it's used for describing, it's a thing used for opening doors, keys. Yeah. Lots of those. We had a lovely lesson, a fantastic lesson on discussing films and books and TV, the types, romantics, comedies, thrillers, Adjectives, it's exciting, it's boring. So a really important vocabulary lesson there, very good one. Using the past continuous. So I am teaching you. Yesterday I was teaching you. You were learning yesterday. You are learning today. And then also we looked at conjunctions, joining words like because, so, and, but. And then the final section, in the last sections from 51 to 60, we described clothes, materials and color. So I'm wearing a white shirt. I'm wearing a blue tie. Adjectives in the correct order. It's a small blue bag, etc. Understanding the difference between will, which tends to be more spontaneous, and going to, it's a plan. I'm going to relax at the weekend, but I think I will call my family. Using time expressions, in 2 weeks, 3 days ago. Vocabulary for social media, so important today. Of chatting, I can't think, but there was lots of texting, of vlogging, of blogging, of posting, of hashtags. Talking about possibility, we looked at may, might, may not, might not, and will. Collocations with do the ironing, do the cleaning, do exercise, make money, make an appointment. Pronouncing and identifying some homophones. So yeah, I, see and see, etc. And then we looked at some words connected to the environment. So sea, mountains, sky, and the problems of rubbish and plastic. And finally, we talked about hopes. So my hope is that you will continue to study. I hope you will continue to improve your English. And I hope you will tell your friends to come and study with Perfectly Spoken. So this is the end of the A1 course. So well done. Now, remember, to continue to improve your English, you need to practice. We can help, but we cannot give you the 100% total answer. You need to practice for yourselves. So what you can do is you can review, you can watch the lessons again, and even from the beginning, I think now you will find it so much easier to watch again. It's important to record, to note important vocabulary for you. A good dictionary. You always need a good dictionary. You can find one online, of course, or you can have a book. And this helps with acquiring new words and also for your pronunciation. So try and practice, try and put and write down new words and new grammar. And of course, we do regular live lessons. So join us. And of course, please follow the next course of A2. There will be lots of revision of what we have studied in A1 again in A2. And that's how you learn. Okay? So, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed the lessons. I hope you will continue, and I hope to speak to you in English very soon. Bye bye.